Hey guys, this is King3 being on the live commentary Forza 5, and this is going to be a parts and tune video for the Toyota GT86. And I have a rival out here of Moneyman 300, and he is in the Subaru BRZ. It's at about 125th on the leaderboard. But what I wanted to do is really show you that these two cars were built together at about the same time, and we were considering them sister cars because they are pretty much the same model. There's a little bit of differences in the parts between the two, and I will be linking Moneyman's Subaru BRZ in the video as well, so you can take a look at it. In the C-Class, the GT86 was a little bit faster than the Subaru, but the Subaru had handling over it. In the B-Class, it seems like they kind of flip-flopped a little bit. The GT86 seems to have a little bit better handling, and the Subaru seems to be a little bit quicker. I'm sure it's just a part variation or a weight variation, but I just wanted to kind of show you the difference between the two cars here live onto the, you see that he's right with me still on a rival race. Definitely hitting the brakes too hard. It's like I'm driving too hard. I'm trying to beat the Subaru. These cars, compared to the WRXs and the Evos, they're fairly comparable, except these are rear-wheel drive cars, and of course those are going to be all-wheel drive cars in a lot of cases. And you don't quite have the launch factor in the multiplayer races, you know, from the very beginning. Let's mess that turn up again. Alright, you see these are really going to be close. The Subaru's a little bit quicker, so you may make up a little bit of time here. Alright, we finally had one successful. It took me a couple laps to do that. Alright, thanks a lot for watching, guys, and we'll see you over in the parts bin. Alright, and we're back. That ended up 85th as of last night, or Thursday night, I should say. So let's go through the parts. We have the stock engine. So we left it rear-wheel drive, and I added the centrifugal supercharger. Get that extra horsepower. Go to the engine components, and we have the stock intake, the stock fuel system, stock ignition, stock exhaust. You can see that I tried a lot of variations. We have the stock cams and valves. We have the stock valves there. We have the sport engine block. That was a 17 horsepower for 22 PI, quite a bit of PI. We have stock pistons. We have the race centrifugal supercharger. That gained us 38 horsepower for 40 PI, a little bit closer to 1-to-1. No intercooler, and did not upgrade the oil and cooling, and no stock, or we're on the stock flywheel, no flywheel upgrade. We'll have the race brakes, the race spring and dampers, the race roll bars, full roll cage, and the race weight reduction. Stock clutch. We'll have the sports transmission. Again, we get a better transmission, or adjustable transmission, for -1 PI. Kind of odd. We have the sport drive line and the race differential. Excuse me. Tires, we have the race tire compound, which is why it handles so well. We have the full upgraded width in the front, and we'll have the full width in the rear. Wheels are going to be a little bit lighter this time. You have the Compomotive MLs. You can get a weight equivalent to that if you would like. No rim upgrade on the front, and stock rims in the back. Found that the car still handles pretty well, so I wasn't too concerned about that. We'll have the race front Forza wing and the Forza rear wing, and we have the hood. Saved a little bit of weight on the hood. Alright, so that's all the parts. That should get you to 600. Let's look at the tune. Pretty standard tires, 29 and 28.5. The gearing, we have 4.20. That was actually really good for that particular track. I think it was actually set up for the Alps, but that one worked really well on Prague. Standard alignment, negative 2.1, negative 1.8, 0.1.1, and 6.2 on the front caster. Roll bars, this might be based off the Subaru. I think it is. It's 20.12 and 17.86 for the rear. Handles very well. I think I softened up the springs a little bit on this car because I think it was a little bit heavier. But we have 449.9 in the front and 380.6 in the rear. Pretty soft for that particular car. And I left the ride height at 4.6. I think it probably needs to go up a little bit. I saw it bottom out, but that's kind of Prague though. Standard dampening for myself, 9.5 and 7.5 for the rebound stiffness. And the bump stiffness is pretty standard for me too. I usually start at 4 and 2, but 3.8 and 2.3. And have a lot of aero on this one. That might be the difference between this one and the Subaru. He may have a little bit less. But again, his car was a little bit faster, but mine handled a little bit better. Standard, my preference of braking standards is 53% and 130. Sometimes I go up to 140. I think this is a little bit older where I was still using a little bit lighter. And the acceleration at 31% and deceleration at 10%. Now I ran that lap with traction control, and I didn't really mean to, but as hard as I was driving it, it looks like I was losing the back end a little bit, and it did kick in quite a bit. So you may want to play with this tune a little bit and see if you can dial it in and not use the traction control, because I think it would be a lot faster if it wasn't using that assist. I probably won't work on this one a whole lot more because I've been working on a lot of other cars, but take this tune and see if you can make it even a little bit better for yourself. But again, it's a top probably 60, 70 on Prague, and it does really well on Alps as well. I think it's the top 50 on the Alps. So enjoy it. Hopefully it goes very well for you guys, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. Later.